everybody, and welcome back to Rise the Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
And I'm Janee.
And I'm also here. And I'm Brownie.
We let him come back today.
That was the shortest one. Who's already here?
Swanky, of course.
Of course
Hi,
it's Swanky.
Swanky.
Huh, I didn't mess up
Swanky.
Swanky. Suck it.
Because that's why there was the long timer.
Yeah, the little-
timer ran out. And
He
then-
was counting us in, and then he was like,
You heard,
And
the,
then-
you heard the clatter of me having to press the record button.
So Swanky, who's Janee? Who is
We know
that?
who Janee is.
Who is that?
Some random
Wanna
person.
guess? Is there? Do you see any resemblance between any?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, yeah.
All right, you guys continue talking. You get out of my
You're
way.
too tan to be my sister.
Anyways,
Fit on the farm.
that
I'm
is
Scandinavian.
that is my sister Janee.
Hey everybody, I'm happy to be here. It's
Oh
been
my
2 years.
goodness, there's a lot
Yeah?
of chat.
It's Gus. Well, let's
right.
see. Hello, Gus Gus.
That looks good.
Who's Gus Gus?
Oh, you guys can tell. I can't see.
Is Gus Gus new?
No, Gus Gus. I know. We know who Gus Gus is, but I can't think of who's.
Who's
Chris,
Gus
who's
Gus?
Gus Gus?
Oh, Swanky says my future ex-wife.
Dang.
So funny. Oh, anyways,
Hey,
okay.
there we go. We got the two-shot working.
Woo! That's what Chris is working on.
Nice.
Now you can see everybody over there.
Wow. Great. You guys
Apparently-
have come a long way.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Geez, Swanky. That escalated quickly. Cam is Gus Gus.
Oh my goodness.
That's right.
We all knew that, but we're all brain
Yeah.
dead over here.
Yeah.
Oh, my arms are sore.
From patting
They're
yourself on the
sore.
back.
Yes, exactly. You have no idea. Well, anyways, okay, let's get some sort of semblance of something going on here. All right, everybody.
Okay.
Go
Do you
ahead.
have a thing? Okay,
No, I don't have a thing.
This is about me now.
It's a
All right,
brownie
Janee,
show.
Do you remember the last time you were on the podcast?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago, last month, and you guys had me on twice. Chris, you put together this amazing quiz for me. It was Garfield and Garfield.
Yep.
That's the one I'm talking about first because I thought it was so amazing that you did that for me. I used to be a huge Garfield the cat collector. I was on Worldwide TV. It was FX the collectible show with my collection.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. So, but you really kind of made up for the first time that I was on the podcast with you guys, and it was like, how nerdy is my sister?
Yep.
And or how much of a nerd you guys had me like rate myself and how much I thought of myself as a nerd.
Well, we also got the story about you almost killing Jeremy.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
the falling off the bike.
The
Yeah,
banana
water
seat
balloon.
bike, the Huffy bike, and
Yeah.
you had the water balloon in your hand and you didn't want to lose it.
Right.
It fumbled out of your hand and you went after it and hit your head first right here.
Yep.
On the pavement. And so
That explains that divot.
Yeah, I know. I know. I think I gave it to Chip.
It's why that's why Jeremy lost hair.
Yeah.
So, if you had to guess, so tonight
Okay.
we're on episode 122.
I can't believe
What
my
episode do you
gosh.
think you appeared on? Because the Garfield or Garfield thing doesn't count in our episodic canon.
So that was our
just
first
That's right.
year.
that was your first year.
Is she guessing or are we all guessing?
She's guessing.
Oh,
You
she's
guys-
guessing. Fine.
We're old hat.
We're boring and
Okay.
lame.
So it's 3 is coming to my mind. So is it like 13 or 30?
Episode 13.
Whoa.
Wow.
And it was on August 5th of 2019.
And
I
it
thought
was-
the end of July. So it was wrong there, but I
Yeah,
got
August 5th. I mean, nearest to be considered the end of July.
Were we still pretty cringy at episode 13, or had we kind
yes. well, I don't ask Brad. He was there.
of? Yeah, Brad, I suppose.
He said he remembered the Garfield quiz. So
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Chris, I thought that
Well,
was
then, so
genius.
Brad knew then. Right off the bat, Brad knew.
I mean, do you think he's going to retain that information? We bring one person back every 2 years. on the
Right.
podcast.
Right.
I mean,
I hope I would have been back sooner, except for COVID. I mean, I hope.
yeah.
It didn't, yeah.
Well, you
So-
didn't. Yeah, you would normally have visited last
Yeah,
year,
absolutely.
but you know,
No, 'cause this is
and
my
we
first
call it
time back.
Walmart 19 here.
Ooh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Walmart
get
18.
the C word flags stuff. I
On
don't know.
YouTube, they get
Yeah.
mad.
Shoot. Okay, sorry.
You can, that's fine.
No, you're
You can
fine.
say it all you want.
I'm in training.
You really can say whatever you want, but
Brad says he does remember it was your sister.
See, there we go.
Okay.
We knew.
So when people ask questions, then that's
That little
because
bubble.
we can see the screen. There's a bubble.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just can't read what the bubble
I
says.
feel like
'cause
I'm in
we're-
a vision test right now. Cover your lips.
Yeah.
Like I feel like my vision should be good enough to read that, and I can't quite read it.
You would
I mean,
need-
oh, girl,
you would
I can't
need-
read that either.
you would
Are you
need
kidding me?
20
So
It's like-
I'm sitting a foot away from this monitor and I have to lean in to see it.
All right, great. I don't feel
We
so
need to
bad.
get a big, like, 75-inch
There you go.
screen just right there.
I have ideas. I just need Jeremy to crack open the wallet.
Right?
wallet.
We'll just get a really crappy 75-inch when Black Friday rolls around.
I opened my wallet today, and there is like moths flying out. Is how empty it is.
Okay, to be fair, I did try to pick the cheapest tile for you, and you're like, of all the ones, that one is not a floor tile, Kara. And I was like,
well, I know that. I know that.
Floors can be walls. Walls can't be floors.
That's what's dumb. That's what's dumb. So, all right.
I can't imagine like a 2x2 tile on the wall. That'd be weird.
Well, no. Here's the dumb thing. So I got the penny tile. You got the penny tiles, right?
I haven't bought any tile yet because we don't know what we're tiling. We're just talking about design. So we don't know what we're tiling.
Oh,
You know
tell me
what?
what you're telling.
We don't know.
What?
Guys, we don't know.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Officially.
Oh, have we not talked to? Oh. Fine, whatever. Get out of here.
So let me tell you what happened to me this
Gotta
week.
wait till Christmas. Okay.
I have a bloody nose. I get bloody noses all the time. I don't have one right now. So the other day,
My bloody nose.
I get home, I'm taking a shower, I'm doing everything, and sometimes, you know, when I'm busy, I haven't shaved in like a week. Well, I did have now, because that was the point of the story, but I hadn't shaved in like a week. So, like, I'm shaving, I put soap on my face, start shaving, okay, with my shave, and all of a sudden, boom, just blood pouring out. I'm like, did I really cut myself shaving?
What a noob.
Or is it a bloody nose? Because hot water and then just the blood, it was like I could taste like the coppery penny flavor or whatever.
I hate that
so
taste.
I figure it out that it is a bloody nose. In fact, a bloody nose. So I have to sit there and it's like, okay, now I've still got, you know, whatever, half shaven face. And so I stop shaving and I sit there and like try to pack it with toilet paper. And then that gets wet because I'm in the shower. So, it's like I had to finish up. I finished my shower. I got out.
There were cotton balls.
Then I dealt with
next
the
to the
bloody nose.
sink.
How have I never used a
It
cotton
just needs
ball
37 Q-tips.
before? Well, that
I
would
could
help
have gotten
too.
you a tampon.
I would take it for how much it bleeds. So the next morning, I have to run some errands. I got Chip in the back. I load him up. I'm by myself. You're at work. I'm driving down the road. I get to the stop sign. I check my mirror to check Chip, and I look. Half my face is shaved. So I've got 5 days worth of stubble on half of my face, and the other half isn't. Now, guys, I am willing to look pretty gringy and pretty dirty in a lot of scenarios. I cannot run errands with half shaven face. Like, it was just pure
Here's the thing.
stubble on one half.
Everybody would have forgiven you because you had a baby with you.
Well, people would have taken the baby from me. They would have been like, CPS, he stole that baby.
He's clearly deranged. Look at his
It is
face.
a very nice, big, wide free pass card when you have a baby.
It is a free pass.
Yeah, that covers like stains and stuff on your shirt, not
mean,
half shaven.
I never used to go out in public without wearing makeup. And now I will go shopping clean, like bare face
Kara,
all the time.
No one can tell. You're naturally beautiful.
Baby, you're
Jeremy.
so sweet, but
Is
I
that a
haven't
whooshing
asked.
sound from all the sucking up I hear?
People ask if I'm sick if I don't wear makeup. So
Beautiful skin.
So anyway, so yeah, I had to run. Oh, and then it gets even sadder. I had to run back home, and I grabbed my electric shaver so I could at least like shave and finish while I'm going. I walk up to the house, and poor Oliver, our dog, is howling in the middle of the room with separation anxiety because he's never been left alone now.
because we have my mom watching Chip Tuesday, Wednesday, so there's somebody there with Oliver all the time. Thursday, Jeremy's mom comes up and watches Chip, and then Fridays, Jeremy and I watched, switch off and on, who watches Chip. So Oliver always has somebody at home with him.
Yeah.
And I don't work Mondays, so Mondays I'm home. But the poor beast.
So he was having separation anxiety.
Yeah, he was howling.
In the middle, he was just in the middle of the living room.
Yeah, he was in the middle
Like
of the living
lone
room.
wolf.
Yeah.
I felt so bad,
Just
like,
imagine-
Oh, he was howling.
You know where he'll have a lot of friends? The animal shelter.
oh.
He'll never be
I
alone.
like how you laughed. I got two like sad faces.
I know.
Well, I would just
The
imagine
poor
being in the
beast.
clink. Yeah, just looking sad.
You'd be running that place
Okay,
inside of a day.
here's the thing. We all know Oliver hates people. So he'd look real sad, but the moment somebody would come up, be like, oh, what a sweet golden, he'd be like, like,
Yeah, he's a good protection.
yeah.
All right, Chris.
Good protector.
What do we got for chat?
Chip equals permanent excuse. Kara's been using Chip as an excuse all day.
Dang right.
Penny tile to bloody nose.
Oh, penny tile, the bloody nose. I tasted. Bloody nose tastes like a copper penny. does it not?
Oh.
It tastes coppery, yeah.
I guess
Who
I
we
would
ta-
know. I don't get bloody noses.
You don't?
No.
Do you want one? No, just kidding.
Oh,
Zing.
Lord. I think I've gotten
Jelliston
one bloody.
says, is that the popular board game All Hallows Eve not
What?
there?
It's been replaced just temporarily.
I mean, we can grab it and put it between us.
Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
fine.
All right.
He's
said that?
got enough free promo, Jelliston. He's been on, or he or she, but he's commented before.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, Adam, you did not miss the butt talk yet.
Well, how
didn't
far are we into
okay.
here?
So speaking of butt talk,
Chris
Oh,
does
Lord.
have a
I was thinking randomly.
shower thought.
Yeah, this is like a quintessential shower thought.
Yeah.
Is like when you eat food and it's digesting, it's like there's bacteria that help you digest the food.
Yep.
When you cut one, you're not actually farting your own fart. You're farting somebody else's fart.
The bacteria's farts.
It's not your fart. That's a bacteria's fart.
They create gas.
They create the gas.
Yeah.
So you're not, it's like a secondhand fart. Like you aren't even responsible for that. That's somebody else's problem, and now you have to deal with it.
You know what,
Ew.
Chris? All of this time, you've hated seagulls, and seagulls just say nope, and they don't fart.
Because they're the only polite ones.
Wait, seagulls don't fart?
No, that's why.
That's
where the
the rumor
Alka-Seltzer
of the- yeah.
rumor came from.
Okay.
Is because they don't
I
fart.
was just gonna say that. Yeah,
So if they say that they you blow
can't
them up,
release
the
the
gas.
gas.
Well,
So
I think they're
that's
just
why it builds
stubborn.
up.
They're respectful. They don't want to fart bacteria's farts.
In other words, they're not Jeremy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So anyway, it's just one of those things. I was just like, my brain started just circling around that idea. It's like no one's ever farted their own fart.
That's gross. Well, bacteria poops acid onto your teeth.
So
That's
yep.
why you brush and floss, because otherwise all that acid's just sitting on your teeth and, giving cavities and stuff.
So they take the sugar and they actually convert it to acid. It's acidic.
Anything you eat, really.
The excrement is acidic. Mm-hmm. Really? What is there a name, scientific name for the acid?
Yes, there is, and
Oh, Kara doesn't know.
Okay, I don't care. Honestly. I hated the science part of hygiene. I'm like, I just want to clean the crap off people's teeth. That's it. I don't care about anything else.
You're just trying to make a better world for you. It's like, oh, you have bad breath. Get in line.
Right? Oh, man.
Super funny. All right. What do we got for any other comments?
The seagulls are respectful.
See, people agree with me.
That he's quoting. I think I said that, even though I still hate them.
Funny. Well, I'm glad you quoted the truth and not with your lens or your narrative put on top of it.
Yep.
That was the thing that blew my mind was when Kara and I were down in Missouri. There was not a seagull to be seen. What
Well,
a
there's
sad
no
place
sea
to
there.
live.
There's no big body of water. Small, like, it's just,
Mississippi River.
Interesting.
Does it flow through Missouri?
yeah.
Does it flow
Yeah.
through Missouri?
Yeah.
Totally does.
Not where I was.
No, I think doesn't it border between Missouri and,
Are we going to Google already, guys? Is this what's happening?
I don't know my geography.
challenging
I know
you?
it just goes down to the Gulf of Mexico.
Mississippi
I
States.
know,
That's what
but
you're
I
going
have
to
to name every state I went through.
Mississippi River, yeah, it runs down the entire east side of Missouri.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you went through St. Louis, you were near the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
Well, who'd have thought?
We know where it starts up at the headwaters.
Yes, we do. I've been there a few times.
Does it end in New Orleans or where does it end?
Yeah, well, the river delta down there, yeah.
Really? So we've been at the first start and the end of it now.
The headwaters and the butt waters.
Way to bring it back.
And there you
to
go,
butts.
Adam.
Is that Gabe? I see Gabe.
Yeah, he says, I'm here too. I made it early today.
Nice.
Only because Jeremy had to special request you.
So here's what's fun. So Janee, the last time you were on, there was a wall there.
Yes.
Definitely. So now we have more room to
Yeah.
breathe.
Yeah, I was jammed in that corner over there.
Poor
And the
Chris.
next time that you're on, there'll probably be
2 years from now, we'll be 3 buildings
way
later.
difference. Yeah. And then
We'll be huge. We'll have like 20 million followers. It'll be great. We'll be huge. We'll have all quit
We're
our
gonna have
jobs.
the best podcast. It's going to be
I love
huge.
watching,
Right?
I love watching you guys from Maine when I actually can cue in. Like sometimes, a lot of times I'm busy and I'm working outside or on the farm. But if I'm inside and I see that you guys have gone live, and I'm like, yes, and I'll get my phone out and I watch you guys for a while. And then I love to make comments when I can too, because now I've had a chance to meet your son, your Chip.
Yeah.
My nephew.
yeah.
Oh,
He's
man.
he's so adorable. So
Thank
amazing.
you.
We took him to the aquarium the other day.
Did he fall asleep?
He didn't actually.
He likes aquariums.
And
Oh,
Kara
fun,
knows
okay.
this well because we actually needed to get him to take a nap. So we had to get Kara. Kara comes home to basically let us go and for the day. And we had just gotten back from a car ride because we really needed to get him to fall asleep. I think he was just so excited. So I had gotten to meet him for the first time, and then brought my granddaughter, Ava, and she was there as well. So we just had like a big family day. Grandma Annie came, and
Yep.
so it was probably hard. He didn't want to go to sleep.
Oh, yeah. He was too
sleeping.
excited.
But he's so cute. So I love to cue in and watch you guys when I can. So it might not be that often, but I really do enjoy listening to your podcast, watching you guys.
You know, you can watch us anytime you want on YouTube the Monday after.
Nice. Good plug.
That's
Shameless plug, yeah.
up until it was live. That's what David always did. Is he would just watch him at work. Then
Now he has nothing to do with work.
Yeah, now
What we need to do is generate 40 hours of content every weekend so we can spread it out over his
Lord,
week.
Yeah,
can
everybody,
you
right?
imagine?
So here's what's fun. So we've got like right now I can see Gabe, we've got Brad, we've got Swanky, we've got Cam who 3D printed the Yoda up there, which glows in the dark.
That's
Every time
cool.
we shut the lights off, he glows, and it's kind of a fun way. Yoda says goodnight to us as he goes to leave.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so that's kind of fun. So all these people make it really, really fun when it's live. And they're from all over the place. Like, so Gabe was just in Atlanta, the closest he's been to us since he started.
Last time he was
when
in
you were
Georgia.
down in Georgia, you were probably closer to him.
I was probably closer to him. Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically, on our honeymoon, we were in Puerto Rico.
we did. We were in Puerto Rico.
yeah,
that
but
was
he was
the
like 4 when that happened.
Oh, please. That was only 6 years ago.
And he's 10, so
A little bit older than that.
11,
man.
fine. Jelliston says, if there is a bay, they're bagels.
Oh,
That's
so we have
hilarious.
bagels up there.
And he asked if we're going to be at Dulucon.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
we'll be
might
at
I don't know if
Duluth.
I'm going.
We helped. Jeremy and I actually helped plan Duluth.
Yeah.
I do all the
So
graphic
you're the
design
people to
for
blame.
it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Gabe says, this is the best podcast ever.
Aw,
Star face emoji
Aw,
thing.
Gabe.
Minus the internet. Is our, what are we? The internet is being crazy right now.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah. Looks like you got some.
Oh, just at the moment, it was doing fine earlier. Hopefully it'll smooth out. Adam says, I've heard the when you're on the podcast talk before, don't believe them. He's going to be here in September. And Gabe is going to be here in
Oh,
September.
that's right. I remember you saying that last time.
And just like that, Jeremy forgot about me again, says Adam.
Oh no, I didn't forget about Adam.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't lift him off, but Adam
We have to
apparently got a dope card he pulled the other day.
Oh, yeah.
That Espion?
Holy cow.
Yes.
or Umbreon.
Umbreon.
It was an alt art foil Umbreon VMAX card.
So
That thing is nice.
I like the Digimon cards lately, and so I've pulled some sweet Digimon cards, and then I get into Pokemon, and I pull a cool card, and it's like 50 cents. You know.
I know.
Well, because there's 900,000 different versions of everything.
I want a Bulbasaur
Yeah, so-
card so bad, and whenever we go
eBay.
to, I know.
Singles are
Yeah.
the way to go in anything. It's
Yeah.
always, it's just, you
That's
don't,
what I keep telling people.
yeah. You just don't get the excitement of the whoosh, you know, and the whoosh, and then the whoosh. You know, you don't
When
get that
is
excitement.
Dulucon? October
24th to the
27th.
26th.
24, 25, 26. 26.
Or is
24th
it
to
the 20?
26th.
Is it the 22nd through the 24th? Or the 24th to the 26th?
Whatever that weekend
Guys,
is.
I'm looking. It's MEA weekend. It's the 22nd
yeah.
to the
22nd
24th.
through the 22 through 24.
Yep.
Man, I'm glad he didn't show up on the 24th.
And
It's a bit
Sabres
late.
is actually sponsoring DuluthCon this year.
Really?
Yeah, they're going to be
go,
doing
guys.
a
That's
ton
great.
of advertisement for us, I guess.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
they're sponsoring the costume contest, the cosplay
Fun.
contest. Guess who's also sponsoring DuluthCon?
Like Spirit Dental.
That's right.
Boo.
My job. I thought they were just going to donate masks, and they were. Apparently, all the doctors are super stoked about sponsoring DuluthCon.
No kidding. They should sponsor us.
I know, right? It's like,
Yep.
okay, here's
It's
the
only
thing.
$12,000 an episode.
Here's
Right.
the thing. They did, like, back pre-Walmart, they had actually talked about sponsoring or, like, helping us out in some way.
Yeah. As in, like, maybe getting a space or something.
Space
wow.
or T-shirts or something. And I was like...
Hats. Chris can finally get his hats.
Wow.
Right?
Yay.
So, but, I mean, we never actually pulled through
Again,
it.
I'm just waiting on you to open up the checkbook. I've had hats ready to go since 2 years ago.
I'll get you his credit card.
Nice. Jelliston invited us to play Digimon. So Jeremy and I know how to play. We just don't play very often. I don't know if Kara's learned how to
I have
play
a deck.
yet. Do you?
I do.
Okay. So we all know how to play. So we don't need the tutorial, but I think we probably find a way to do a play session.
I'm just going to get beat.
You can still go to Dungeon's End and...
I'll tell you
play,
what.
can't you?
We'll do a pack match, right, Chris? Like you do with World Series of Magic. We'll open up some packs, build decks out of that. That way nobody has any unfair advantages.
What if you end up with, like, one Digi-Egg?
That's all. Then you just.
Then you just start by casting rookies.
Yeah.
That's the way life
World of
goes.
series of Digimon.
Yep.
There is a ton of chat right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to get caught up on this here. So,
We do need to make that font bigger for you, don't we?
I literally have no control over that. That's just what
here's what we
Restream
do.
does for me.
When I started at LSC, I was in chemistry class, and the teacher had a magnifying glass. Like, he was so blind, he had Coke bottle glasses, but then he also had a magnifying glass. So if somebody brought up a question for him on like one of the whatever, he'd put the sheet underneath the magnifying glass and read it that way. He couldn't read it any other way. Super cool guy, but we need that for you. A magnifying glass on your monitor.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's probably going to focus harmful rays in his eyeballs or something.
It's fine. It's fine. Just kidding.
We shut the lights off and Chris's eyes are just glowing.
We'll get him blue light filter glasses.
I have.
So that
those.
filters out the blue light, but it's still going to give him square eyeballs or whatever.
Just like those watermelons. Adam says, to be fair, I didn't know what that Pokemon card meant. I just picked up my comics for the week and bought a pack to be part of the first day, as CC had a promotional day as a collector's connection.
Because Chilling Rain just came out. Now it's like EV something or other. There's a new EV edition. This stuff comes out faster than I keep up with. It's unbelievable.
Gabe said I tried sharing a video on our Discord, but it was too big of a file to share. Oh, that sounds like a swanky problem to me.
No, we probably need Nitro or whatever.
That sounds like a swanky problem. Gabe says, I want my hat. Well, we're still working on getting you that hot chip, so let's just slow down.
Right?
I have the hot chips. Still.
We do still have the hot chip.
Eat it at this point.
Okay, here's the thing. It is single package, nice and tight. I mean, it should be fine.
Right.
And it's so hot. I mean,
maybe the spiciness will have subsided by then.
Right, exactly.
I believe they are accustomed to a different level of spice. Swanky says, Gabe, you can compress video files for Discord.
Oh. See, you didn't say it was Swanky's problem, then he fixed it already.
Adam wants to know how Duluth is going to work at Miller Hill Mall.
That's what we've been asking.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a thing. Like, there's gonna be certain things where you need your pass to get into it, because I think we're gonna rent out some storefronts, and so like panels and stuff. If you want to go to the panel, you have to have your ticket. And
Fran wants his Rise of the Podcast under ruse.
We'll get those.
We'll just give you some iron-ons so you can do whatever you want with them. Don't send us pictures.
Please don't. No. But it's going to be interesting. I'm not certain I like the idea of it being at the mall, but we'll see how it goes.
Better than it not existing at all, I suppose.
It's true. And I know there's a couple of, Ely wants us to come up and host a DuluthCon at their mall. And then I think there's a mall in
EelyCon then?
Right, it'd be something else. We'd have to rename it. But then I think Fargo also wants us to come out there and host.
They have a Hardee's out there that I ate at once. No, that was West Fargo. Never
I went out to Fargo for a wedding.
FargoCon won't work. So is it like FarCon or GoCon?
Right.
GoCon.
I was going to say
Goku's cousin, GoCon.
You have Hardee's out there, right? Not Carl's Jr.
There you go, Fargon.
Where?
Janee, you got Hardee's or Carl's Jr.?
Hardee's.
Hardee's, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any out there?
Trying to think. I haven't been to one out there. I thought we had them though.
She's above Hardee's, Jeremy.
Janee. White Castle or Little Caesars if you had to pick?
Oh, no, White Castle.
No!
Yeah.
What? Do you like White Castle?
Heck yeah.
You
know what? This goes back to when you're a kid, though. I mean, I don't even know when the last time I had
You've been making
one.
mistakes since you were a child, I see. Okay.
Good one. No, but you have them when you're a kid, right? And they always come in their little, the little 4-pack or whatever. They're fun.
I want some right
and
now.
actually, I love those onions that they put on there.
I hated them as a kid.
Good.
When
They're just reconstituted sadness.
It was disgusting. I went there once as a kid, and it was just a gag fest.
Oh man.
I'm not a fan of White Castle.
All right.
I won't.
3 against 2. We're winning.
Right? I won't show the picture here, but I did run a hole saw into my leg, and I'll post a picture on Discord.
Oh,
I saw
he
it.
calls me and he's like, "Do you have any of those big Band-Aids left?"
Oh, I
And
saw
last
it.
time we used them were for brother's leg.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, someone cut off my leg. He's like, "Yep, bye." I'm like, okay.
It was shredded.
Yeah.
It looked real bad.
I was in a hurry to stop Jeremy from getting gangrene.
No, alcohol wipes work, even though that stung.
Well,
The faces Jeremy made. Something that's funny. He made the exact same face cleaning his knee with an alcohol pad as he was eating too much horseradish.
Oh, that was really funny too. So
wait, why did you have horseradish?
I went to Arby's the other day.
I just bought some.
And they have a two
2 for
6. So you can get like chicken nuggets, you can get roast beef. So I was like, oh, roast beef and horseradish because they got the horsey sauce. So I went there, and then they didn't give me my horseradish. So then Chris was picking me up lunch next day, and I was like, let's try this again so I can get my horseradish. So he asked for extra extra horsey sauce, and the guy's like, well, how many? Chris like,
well, so here's the thing that I need to explain. Because, like, I wasn't going to have any, but I didn't want him to think that I was ordering it just for one person. So I thought, what's too much horseradish from one sandwich? And then multiplied by the number of sandwiches there were. So I was like, 9. And so I told Jeremy, you got, and then because I got nuggets and a sandwich for him and then 2 sandwiches for me.
I bet you had them all, too.
Well, so I told Jeremy, he's like, well, so you've got 9 of them. And he's like, I'm going to have 2. And then he's like, nah, I'm going to have 3.
I put 3 on my sandwich, then I dunked my chicken nuggets in it.
Yes, see?
Yep,
That's...
I dunked my chicken nuggets in it, and it was glorious. So here's what happened, though.
It was glorious.
There's
Jesus and too much horseradish.
Yeah.
Both the same. Glorious.
There's concentration of the horseradish presence inside the horsey sauce. So it's not always evenly distributed. So sometimes you take a bite.
You gotta shake
just,
the pack.
Yeah, it's just like
Okay.
cool. Then you take a bite and it's like, ugh. Maybe that's why I get nosebleeds. It's probably from the horseradish.
Too much horseradish.
Okay, hold on. What day did you have the horsey sauce?
Not the
Thursday.
same day. It was 24 hours before the nosebleed.
Oh, okay.
No, I had 2 nosebleeds. I had one the night before and then I had one last night. Yeah, I was still 24 hours before the first one.
Well, it could be like food poisoning. It can
takes
take
a while
24 hours for it to set in.
The horseradish has to go in and then work its way up to your brain and then shoot out your nose.
Do people want to see me just apply horseradish directly to my nose and see what happens?
It probably
I
would
do.
cure it.
I want some extra spicy horseradishes. I want you to take it and just kind of rub it around inside your nostril. See what happens.
Do you know what I never got to finish telling you, Chris, was the
400
story
subs.
of where I liked horseradish to begin
When
with.
we get to 400 subs, we'll do that.
Oh, I like it. How many are we at? 300 and what?
368, something like that.
Come on, guys. Invite your friends. Jeremy will stick horseradish up his nose.
We should get like one of those big like comic syringes and just like
Right? Just,
it goes up one nostril.
so the syringes that you get.
Maybe we could start a challenge. Because there's the milk crate challenge and the
Yeah,
Tide
there's
Pod
the
challenge and the
horseradish
ALS challenge, the horseradish challenge. Then we can see on Good Morning America them say, "No, kids, don't shove horseradish up your nose. I can't
It
believe
just
something
burns
did
a
that."
hole through your sinuses into your
It just shoots out
mouth.
your ears.
Oh, my goodness.
Janae's like, what have I gotten myself into here?
This is the level of intelligence you've come to expect from us. I've got about 900 things on chat. What was the thing that you forgot to tell me?
All I was going to say is I tried to tell you 3 times why I like horseradish to begin with. I told you the restaurant and then the setting. I never finished what is. So they put out little chunks of dried bread. Then they have a little chilled thing of horseradish. And you got to take the horseradish and put it on there. And so the first time I tried it, like I'm in a respectable setting. It's like a fancy restaurant. Someone was treating me to. Super fancy. So I
Is
grabbed
it
the
who
thing.
I'm thinking and where
Yeah,
I'm
yep.
thinking? Okay.
Yeah.
So I put the little stuff on there. I take a bite, and it's like I'm not expecting, like, because it was so strong.
Like
But
wasabi.
it's such a strong
Yeah.
flavor. It's like I gotta have that again. So it was like, and
It
then it's
tastes like chemical to me.
no, it doesn't. It does not. It's really
Yeah,
delicious.
it's
And then
gross.
It's good.
Another
It's
funny
gross.
story.
You like horseradish?
Yeah.
So another funny story. Same place, same dinner. I'm mirroring the host, right? I'm like, okay, you do something, I do something. You do something, I do something.
So that's why you had your pants off.
Yeah,
Got it.
so we ordered tea. So I'm like, then she's like, what do you want? I'm like, I'll take some tea. So they bring out a little teapot and then a little cup. So what did I do? I'm like, I've had tea before. I don't need to know what I'm doing. I can take the lead on this one. I got it. So I take my tea bag, I put it in my cup, I take the water, I pour it in the thing, I let it seep, I take the tea bag out, and I set it down, I got my tea, right? Wrong. You take the tea bag and you put it in the teapot.
Yeah.
No one told me
so
that.
you poured it all of the tea in your one little cup?
Yeah,
So I put the whole tea in the teapot, in the tea.
How big
so
was
then
the teacup?
The teacup was an 8-ounce mug or whatever.
Yeah,
like smaller.
8
No, probably 6. I don't know. Normal standard teacup.
How many
Okay.
tea bags came with the tea?
One tea.
One.
tea bag.
So
And
why
then the
did you
tea-
think if she ordered tea that you thought that one solo
That was
tea bag was
she.
for you? Oh, I thought you said she.
She was the waitress.
Oh yeah,
She.
yeah.
Okay, so why would you think that one tea bag was for you?
I
and
didn't think
not
I was
for-
gonna. I thought maybe like the teapot had like 1.5 cups of tea for like a warm up. I didn't think.
Clearly.
I was so sad. I got.
And he had hyper concentrated
He's
tea.
looking at me like, what a troglodyte, as he's, dipping his tea bag in his teapot and then pours it. Would you have known that, Janee? I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like all the fine dining things, she's got a pretty good idea of.
Yeah, no, I've actually done what you've done before though, because
you feel like a heel.
Well, no, I'm a creature of habit, so I don't serve myself a big teapot first.
Right.
I just put my hot water in and I put my tea bag in all the time. And I'm a person who drinks tea all day long from the same bag. Like I just keep adding hot water to the cup. And it's usually like a travel cup or whatever, and I just keep refilling it. And I don't take the tea bag out. So I've done what you've done before, but I know that you usually put it in the teapot. So
Yeah,
we just had a nice tea with Grandma and Grandpa the other day, and I thought about you because this, because you felt so bad when you did it. But I was like, the teapot's here, the cup's here. I'm like, I was totally thought of you, and I was like, open the lid. I was like, tea bag goes in there. But I just thought of you because I know you felt so bad about that.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
There's a progress bar on chat, and we're like to what I've read, we're only at 75%. I have a mile
Oh
of
my
chat.
gosh! All right, let's see. Let's see what chat.
Through, Chris.
Okay. So Jelliston says there's a rainbow deck mode for Digimon where colors don't matter. That would be
that's
pretty
cool.
sweet. Brad sent us a clip. Adam said Evolving Skies. No context for that anymore.
That's Pokemon's new. It's Chilling Reign and then now Evolving
okay.
Skies. I was wrong about Eevee Skies.
Underoos. Kara still hasn't tried the hot chip. Brad says you want to see the Underoos.
We're good, Brad. We don't need to see that.
So like he says, send me the hot chip. I'm Kara's champion when it comes to eating spicy.
Ooh.
Thanks,
We'll get another
Heidi.
one.
No, you've got to come up here to take it.
Yeah, remember we
we'll send it
said
to him.
when Gabe is here in September, swing up into North Carolina, pick you up. Y'all can come up here into Minnesota.
Brad said Kara's first hot chip excuse was chip. True story. That's true.
You've
been using him as excuse for 9 months plus his age.
And you guys have been using him as excuse as to why I'm good at mini golf.
It's double processing power. It's not even disputable.
I don't know. I think it is. I think it reduces the processing power.
Amen. It's called pregnancy brain for a reason, and you never get that brain back. I'll tell you what.
Pregnancy Brian. Gabe says Little Caesars for the win. That's why he's on the right team.
Yeah, Gabe.
You've always been my favorite, Gabe.
Any White Castles out there? Come on.
Oh, everybody.
Everybody. Except
Here's
for-
the definitive thing. There's like 8 White Castles in the country. There's 30,000 Little Caesars, which is in more demand.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it.
Castle.
David says, sounds like we need to get some White Castle after the podcast.
I actually should go do that tomorrow.
Adam says, White Castle
You
is so
said you were
gross.
staying home.
No, you're going to work at the building.
I need to work. We'll talk about it.
We're only like 5 days behind.
Yeah, that's true.
Adam says, White Castle is so gross. We did a drive to Minneapolis and watched Harold and Kumar on the way. Ate at the one at U of M and I was sick for like 4 days. Give me that hot and ready. Yes. Another clip from Brad. He also says, we need an April Fool's show next year where you don't let Jeremy ever finish a story.
That would be horrible.
That'd be funny.
Where does
it horrible?
That'd be hilarious.
Where does April 1st land?
That's my birthday. April 1st.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a Friday.
April 1st is a Friday. If it ever lands. So April 1st, 2023, Jeremy is not going to finish
Friday.
the story.
All right.
All right.
That sounds horrible.
It sounds wonderful.
Well, so here's the thing. You won't remember. Hold on. How
Are you reminding yourself?
How do you use Siri?
You just hold down the hold button. Yep. Hold that
This
down.
one?
Yep.
Yep. No, the lock
right.
screen.
The
button.
lock
Hold it
screen
down.
button.
Remind me, April 21st, 2023, Jeremy cannot finish a story.
April 1st.
You said April 21st.
Did I say 20?
You did say 21st.
Oh, change.
Earth Day? I can't remember.
April 1st. Oh, mother.
What'd she say?
You have to continue in English.
Oh, my God. Stop. The technology. Let's try. I'm just going to go to Google Calendar like a
Siri,
man
remind me,
and
April
program
1st,
it in.
2023, Jeremy cannot finish a story.
Siri, remind me April 1st, 2023 to not talk the entire day.
There it is. Done. Thank you,
And-
girl.
Yep, there we go.
Reminder.
4/1/23. Not talk the entire day.
4/1/23, Jeremy cannot finish a story.
Finish story.
Can't finish what I didn't
Save.
start. That's all I'm saying.
Can't start what you didn't. Okay, anyway.
Hey, the podcast will be in good shape if it's still going by then.
It will be going bad.
I wonder what episode we'll be on. Do we want to just make a random guess before we do the math? What episode number will be April 1st, 2023?
Oh, gosh. That's going to be...
It's just 104 from now, minus how many ever weeks we are past April.
Okay, figure that out.
We're about
So we're gonna be
16 past April,
So this is going to be episode like 208.
Yeah.
something like that, yeah.
Episode 208, Jeremy shuts up.
And 28's my number.
Frankie says
right.
Jeremy with about 5 wives.
Hi, Frankie. Congratulations, Frankie. Frankie had a baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, congratulations. What
I
did he have?
Frankie, if I don't know why. So
I think it was
I don't know why.
No,
You know
okay.
the games everyone plays on Facebook, and it's like you're at whatever, at your second, at your third. It's always Frankie. You're stuck in a mansion for a year with your second at. Who is it? It's Frankie. You get $1 million to split with your second at. It's Frankie. You either have to...
You have to cut off your leg and swap it with somebody else.
It's Frankie.
at your fourth at. Frankie.
Oh my gosh. Jeremy, remember Frankie the Light Breaker?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't
That's
believe
a
it.
deep cut. That's like, what, sophomore year of high school or something?
That is a deep
Wait,
cut.
what?
Yeah, it is.
We made a video at the video store that David used to work at of Chris not paying his bills. And so David was actually named Frankie, and he broke legs to people who owed money. So then he went in there and broke David's leg. No, David broke
David
Chris'
broke
leg.
my leg.
That's
That was it.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
It just made me think of it because you're talking about swapping the leg and then Frankie, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
It's not
It was
Frankie
fun.
the leg breaker, Frankie the leg swapper.
That sounds really seamy.
It was fun watching you guys go and do all those videos, being a part of some of them, and you guys
We're
were
way
so-
better at it
happening
now.
today.
You guys were, yeah, you guys were
Honey
still in
Crackers,
school.
you were there for that.
Yeah.
You're in the end screen. That's
Yeah.
vintage
You know what's sad
2014.
about honey crackers? You made me pour honey all over my face. That's still actually a more valid infomercials than some of the ones I see people struggling. Real infomercials.
Oh, I know. Infomercials are so
Especially what is
bad.
that tape that you just slap on there, Flex Seal?
Flex tape.
Flex Seal. Wham!
No, Flex Seal's in the can. Flex tape is that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Gabe says, replying to Frankie, "Tu estás desperado todavía."
I messaged Frankie that mi hermana está aquí.
Yes. Did you accent the A or did you
These
not
two
accent
are
the A?
learning Spanish, and I fell off the band.
I happened to
Okay.
tell him that it was mi hermana está aquí.
yeah,
Mi
and then
hermana está aquí.
she tries to throw out ayuda at me, and then mansplains.
Ayuda me. Ayuda me.
She
Mansplains.
mansplains to me that Jim, that means help, and I'm like, I don't need it. I know ayuda. I know what that
I
is.
thought you used to drive an Ayuda.
I'm on a 210-day streak
I'm
now.
on a 14-day streak.
Oh my gosh.
Fail.
Hey, well, I failed less than that guy.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
married
Jeremy,
him.
when's the last time you practiced your
check.
Spanish?
It'll say how many days it's been since I logged in.
Oh,
Jim, we'll go for
Jeremy.
Spanish.
I don't know much for Spanish at all, and I took German in high school, so and I don't even remember a lot of that.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
I think something like this is meine Geburtstag,
Let's
like
see,
it's my
let's
birthday.
find.
I don't know.
Let's find Jeremy here. Jeremy.
I'm so far down on her list, she can't even.
Yeah, she's got so many friends. Like, I've got literally the 3
You
friends you
only have
require.
63 crowns?
Oh, come on. How many do you
how
have?
many do you have?
125.
Oh my gosh.
I got 119.
Wow.
Lord.
So what is
Jeremy.
this that you guys are on? Because I mean, obviously it's an
Duolingo.
app that
Yeah,
you
Duolingo.
learn a language.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
There's also a
And you do-
browser-based version that's a million times better.
It is because you don't.
Okay.
It's ad-free naturally. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know if it
But you
tells me
connect
when
with
you're
friends though, and you almost like compete. This
Yeah.
is what the crowns.
Yep.
You get
I
so
was
many
trying to
crowns.
So
do
whenever you
secretly.
master a lesson, you get a crown.
Okay.
So it's usually like 5 levels to master the lesson. So
Okay.
Jeremy.
I'll have to. I'll get that on my phone because I mean I don't have a lot of free time to do all this stuff, but
I
it
do
only
when
takes
I'm-
like 5 minutes to do a lesson.
Yeah.
All right. Okay,
I
that's
do it
nice.
while I'm getting Chip ready for bed. While I'm
So you know what they
feeding him at
say,
night.
right?
Yep.
Cramming is bad. So it's like learning is walking a trail through the woods. You walk it one time and then you can't leave. You're never
Yep.
going to be able to walk that same trail again. But you walk
Yeah,
it
yeah.
every day, just a little bit.
Yep.
It'll burn a trail. That's the same thing for learning. That's why it's important to hit it every day when you're learning
Yeah.
Spanish.
So sometimes what I'll do is I'll still go back to the very beginning lesson and kind of work my way through up to where I'm currently at. And
Brad says you should just blame Chip for why you haven't been studying.
Yeah, that's exactly
okay, all right. Here's the thing.
course.
I have been staying on my streak, and I've been living that single mom life for like 2 weeks now.
Jeremy, did you hear that? A single mom
I know, I heard it.
life.
I got
I
it.
know because I'm never home.
It's true.
Well, so we should be doing some fun bachelor things then. Yeah. He's living the worst version. It's like he doesn't get to do the bachelor fun things or the dad thing. He's just
Right.
stuck in this awful purgatory of no fun.
It is a purgatory of no fun where I just hit myself with hole saws in the legs. It's ridiculous.
Brad says this kid's gonna have a complex. Gabe says I'll miss my return flight in September to go up here.
There you go.
Yeah, boy.
Yay.
Perfect. Come and visit us.
How hard is it to franchise cardboard?
I don't. Why? Plastic? Or Pokemon cards. People just call Pokemon cards cardboard. It's like, how hard is it to, make your own card game?
You guys are Brad. I'm still a mile behind on chat. You guys are the absolute worst at not spoiling things. What did we spoil?
Sorry, Brad. Evolving Skies is out. Sorry, pal. I don't know. What did we spoil?
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't even talked about Ted Lasso yet.
Yeah.
We need a retro. I'm still don't even.
Ted Lasso.
Such a good show. Have you watched it?
Jeremy actually.
So that's right.
I have not seen it, and Jeremy suggested it to us the other day. So before he left,
he had us watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can just watch season 2 with me. I already told y'all season 1 went.
No, it's good.
You watch season 1. I don't care if he told you. It's worth watching.
She doesn't have the time. She's pregnant.
I still need to finish the last episodes or whatever of Loki.
What we need to do is catch up on that Nuzlocke.
I thought you were going to say we need to watch Great Mouse Detective again.
No, that's the priority is Great Mouse Detective.
And then the Mummy.
Wait, have you not seen the Great Mouse Detective?
No, we have. It's just I've had the Radigan song stuck in my head for about a month. To Radigan.
There's a bunch more chat, Chris. You better keep going.
You better, check on that chat. What do we?
No, I'm making them listen to me sing. Brad says Janee has the tangent gene too, I see.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. You don't have to tell me that.
Little Caesars equals cardboard. You're bragging about how many Little Caesars there are. That's how hard is it to franchise.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I see.
That's what
you spoiled the April Fool's trick. Yeah, that ain't gonna...
Okay.
What's that reminder you have set for 10 years to kick somebody in the butt or something?
Tell my buddy Dave that I don't like him. Not my friend Dave, my other coworker.
Not my friend, my buddy. That's totally different.
Not my friend, my buddy. Exactly.
His acquaintance.
Oh, you must have missed it, Swanky. She says she prefers White Castle.
Good.
Right.
Good. Okay, we're all caught up.
I think we're finally caught up. That only took like 12 minutes to catch up with Chad.
So that's the intro, Janee. That's the intro. Now let's focus on you as being a guest. Okay, so let's do this. Janee, what do you do for a living?
I currently am a production chef.
You're a production chef?
Yes.
You've made one of your favorite meals for me. It's a pie, a meat pie with pork,
Oh, it's tortilla. It's a spiced pork pie.
Oh, tell us about the pie. More than that. Where'd you learn?
When did you have this pie?
She made it at Thanksgiving or Christmas last year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the Christmas before. Yeah.
Christmas, but that was that long ago?
Yeah.
Christmas 19.
I've been that long. Can you?
Okay, one of my favorite Christmas meals.
Can you ship these pies in the mail?
Sure.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Of course I can. Yeah, well,
you've heard of HelloFresh, right?
You would just make it, and then you can freeze them. So it's. I mean, considering that you want it shipped, we'll just freeze it and then put it. We can cryovac it actually because it'll be frozen, so it'll be hard, and you just ship it just like you would any other refrigerated thing.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
we can ship you lobster from Maine fresh. So.
Yes, please.
Wait, for fresh.
The bug of the sea.
Lobster's so good.
Sea cockroaches.
Lobster.
Okay, chat, weigh in. Lobsters, amazing or absolutely disgusting?
Nobody but you is gonna hate lobster.
Everybody, no.
I will pay you.
No, we've had a lot of people that don't like
$3 for every person that doesn't like lobster.
Did you say $30? $30.
I was gonna say 5 and change it to 3.
110.
No.
That shows how worried you are that people don't like lobster.
Well, then they would just say it because why not? It'd be super
Chad, help me get rich.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, you guys figure that out. I want to hear more about this pork pie.
Yeah. So, I mean, what is it? A trade secret? What's in it?
Oh no, it's just a mix, like a mixture of warm spices, shredded potatoes, and pork, obviously. And then one of the things that I think adds a lot of tang is you can serve it with sour cream, but the crust you can make with sour cream too.
Ooh.
And so that gives it a little bit more tang.
So, like warm spices. What are a couple warm spices?
Allspice, cinnamon, mace. You can put in there.
Like the ones you typically make bacon.
Like nutmeg, yeah.
So you talk about pork. There's a lot of different cuts of pork. Is there a specific cut of pork?
Oh no, just ground pork.
Ground pork.
Yeah, I haven't.
Is that is ground pork just a mix of pork?
That's pork that's been sitting on the earth.
No, I think you're thinking of like different. So like when we make meatballs or meatloaf, sometimes we'll do like beef, pork. We'll do a combination.
So, but I mean, is it truck, right? Well, because
he's wondering if it's like, is it rib meat? Is it butt meat? Is it neck meat?
I don't. So when the meat cutters give us, I'll just go in and ask them for like how much, if I need 5 or 10 pounds, and they just give it to me. Honestly, I don't know where that.
So
it's all lips. You're getting the hot dog cuts. Is what you're getting.
So maybe that's why it's so good. I'm just wondering, like, in school I threw up cubed pork, right?
Oh no!
But I love me some bacon. So it depends on where the cut of pork comes from, because prosciutto is a gift. to every human being. I love bruschetta. And
Yeah, I
then,
do
so I'm
too.
just
It's
wondering if if beef, right, ground beef, you make hamburger. Does that come from a specific consistently part of the cow, or is that?
I mean,
It's usually the cheaper parts, so it'll be like the hind cuts and stuff. Because like usually like the ribs are gonna go to become ribs.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and then like
That's why I was
then
wondering.
like the strips, like the New York strips and stuff. So like anything that's like steak
Behind the rib-
quality
yeah,
will be
ribs.
done for that, and then it's just sort of like the leftovers becomes your ground beef.
Yeah, I was gonna
so
say.
you can get like ground sirloin. That's a thing.
What?
Yeah, and it's expensive.
Yeah.
Ground sirloin?
Yep.
Man.
It literally says ground sirloin right next to the 7-figure price tag.
Yeah,
Getting
right.
old isn't so bad if I can still have steak when I have gums only. I can just gum my sirloin. instead
As
of-
Chip gains teeth, you lose teeth.
I know, right?
You guys are literally sharing one essence. As he gains hair, you lose more.
I know.
I was saying with
As
dentistry,
he gets
you
taller,
can
you
barely
get
chew a
shorter.
salad, so keep your teeth.
Well,
That's all I'm
obviously I
saying.
want to keep them.
Take care of him.
Chip's going to lose his teeth playing hockey.
Oh,
He's not going to play hockey.
He is going to play hockey.
No. We've
He's gonna play
talked
hockey.
and agreed. He can play soccer.
He can play soccer and he can play hockey.
No.
The wimpiest sport. You wanted to have one strong leg and one weak leg, and then play soccer.
I don't know if we should be. So I remember going to a hockey game and
And he wore a
worry about
mouth
you
guard.
worry about the players, but they have so much gear on. It's people in the audience. I had a guy behind me the puck came right through and hit some poor. He obviously was a high school student then, but I mean right in the face.
Yeah, Dad took me to a game once, and then I watched
like-
the player. It was, I think, a UMD game, so a college game. I was looking at the player, and I was up against the plexiglass, and the player just looks at me, and his eyes get all big, and I'm like, "Oh, what is he?" Whack! And a puck went open over, and he saw the puck, and then it hit me
So
right in the
painful.
face, and it dropped into my hand. And I went to give it back, and he's like, "Keep it. You got hit in the face with it. You can have it."
Oh,
That's
man.
hilarious.
Yeah. Yep. So.
That's
I've played real puck hockey without pads before, and it's still not terrible.
Yeah, it's way better
Now,
than football.
It's like in high school, no one's got a 110-mile-an-hour slap shot or
Right.
But
anything.
I'm still. It's a year-round sport.
It is. You say
That's once you get. That's if he gets into high school. It's like when it's like bantams and stuff.
they're- yeah.
It's a short season.
So
training.
what's the point of like
because it's heritage.
Teamwork. It
heritage?
teaches like
Well, it's you if you live in France, you have
you buy baguettes and wine.
baguettes.
You wear a beret.
live-
You smoke cigarettes. You talk like this, and you hit
live in
Americans.
Italy, you eat Italian food. If you live in
They just call
Minnesota,
it food there.
you live in Minnesota, you play hockey.
Neither of my brothers
You live in
played
the
hockey.
South, you play
Because
football.
they're losers.
My brother set baseball and basketball state records.
That's because everybody's
That's because
playing
everyone's
hockey.
playing hockey. All the real athletes are
Yeah,
playing
there's
hockey.
nobody playing. It's easy to do that in Minnesota.
I would have set a record in baseball.
Did you play hockey?
What? No, I played football. 'Cause I'm a
Boom.
real man.
But see, we've had this discussion a lot, and we'll pin it until next time.
I'm on team pro hockey. Any sport you can play except for soccer is worth playing.
See, there you go.
No.
Hockey is so
Honestly,
much fun.
soccer's fun to
Hockey.
play too, but it's like you might as well just go marathon running with a soccer ball because that's all you're ever gonna do.
Hockey never. Nope.
Wait till all of his little friends are
Play
playing hockey.
soccer. I guarantee you, all the kids will play soccer. Every kid around the area plays soccer.
Nope.
Soccer is just
Hockey-
just non-ice hockey. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Field
Two
hockey
goals.
is the same thing as non-ice hockey.
You have 2 goals, 2 nets. You have 1 ball, 1 puck. You go in the net, you get a point. You get you don't even doesn't even matter
There's
if
no
I'm
such
talking
thing
about
as
the
a
ball or
corner
the
face
puck.
off. Well, maybe I guess
You
there is
compromise
actually.
on lacrosse?
That's worse.
Potentially.
Lacrosse is
Potentially.
for rich people.
I mean, you might as well play horse polo.
I think that's just called polo.
Oh, well, he's just riding the horse and clonk and then hits the ball.
That's like croquet on a horse.
Right.
And croquet rhymes with cloquet, which means he needs to play hockey.
I want this to be known. We got here from pork pie. That's all I'm saying.
So David
guys
says
are
it's
great.
way better if it's fresh, the pork pie.
David
Yeah,
have
no,
pork
it
pie?
is, but
Well, I can't have it.
I've got a bunch of.
I mean, you could always
backlogs
make it
yet, too.
uncooked. Send it to us to cook, right?
well, yeah, but freeze it though, because the
Yeah.
idea is being able to, like shrink wrap it,
Yeah.
or or get it into a bag, a
So
sealed
then we
bag
could
or
just
whatever.
chuck it into the. So it
Yeah.
wouldn't be necessarily pre-cooked.
Yeah, you
we could just cook it when it got here.
Yeah, you
so
could
it'd
do
still
that.
be fresh.
Yeah, because I could par bake the crust, put the filling in,
Yeah.
and then get it in the freezer, And then that way we're just able to wrap it. So.
I just need you to mail me one of those every day of the week for the rest of your life. And then I'll just not have to worry about dinner anymore.
You could eat it every day. It's so good.
It really is.
So
it really
good.
is. Because right now we're getting back into chicken pot pie season, and that's another big one that I make for. And I should say, being a production chef, so there's a family in Kittery, Maine, just down the road from where I live now, and they have they have a meat market, so it's a lot like B&B.
Oh, got it.
And then they also own like a local, like a organic grocery store kind of thing. So they have what they call a grab and go case. And so I make all the meals prepared ahead of time, and then we package them and we put them in the grab and go. So we'll make meals, pies, quiche, shepherd's pie, best mac, which is mac and cheese with smoked Gouda and bacon.
Ooh.
You can send me that,
really good. And then
So-
you do a crushed Ritz cracker topping on top of that.
Girl,
ever had-
send that. I will eat that all
Have you
the
ever
good.
had pizza in the St. Louis, Missouri area?
Have I had what?
Pizza in the St. Louis area.
St. Louis, Missouri.
No, I don't think
You
I
need to go have it. So you have your Chicago style, you
Yeah.
have your, you have your West Coast style,
Trying
you
to
have your
remember
East
if
Coast
I've been
style,
to
you
St.
have
Louis,
Chicago
Missouri.
style,
Yeah.
Detroit style is the best.
and then you have St.
St.
Louis
Louis.
style. So they have a specific cheese there they use that melts at room temperature called Provella. And it's not
Provel.
necessarily a mix.
It is a mix of those three cheeses. Every
Name off
time.
the cheese.
Provolone, cheddar, and Swiss.
And so when you eat a pizza and then the string doesn't break, because it melts at room temperature when you pull the piece, the string breaks. And you put it like even at room temperature, you put the pizza in your mouth, cheese melts. It's unbelievably
really
good.
So good.
It was
good.
really good. And it's,
We meant to stop. They sell Provel cheese. It like comes in long strings.
Okay.
It's weird. But they sell it at Sam's Club down there, and we forgot to pick some up on the way home.
Just have your friend buy some and mail it to you.
I could.
we just have to.
So if I were to go to St. Louis, Missouri, and I wanted to get one of these pizzas, is there a certain place to go that's known famous
Emo's has really good pizza.
Is this like the
I would have to say,
I
area?
feel like it's the standard of the city.
Yeah,
It is,
I
okay.
think
So
But
any
to
restaurant's going to make it that same way?
But to recreate
Pizzeria or
my
whatever, okay.
seal of approval, I would say you'd have to have it from the restaurant I had it from.
Emo's Pizza. IMO.
Emos?
IMO. Emo's Pizza.
It was fantastic. It
Yep.
was unbelievable.
It was Nemo's Pizza, but then the sign fell apart.
Yeah, Home Alone. There's more chat? Any chat?
Oh, there's a ton of chat. You guys keep on talking about cheese.
All right. Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, I'm just gonna skip that. So we have lobsters are good. Lobsters are delicious, but the bug of the ocean. So it's just riding the fence.
Okay.
Brad says, imagine letting a kid decide what he wants to do. Did you watch Aladdin? Jasmine didn't want people deciding her life for her.
That's
You're gonna
true.
make Chip buy a tiger and run away with a man wearing a vest.
One.
Well, I'm saying
Thank you for laughing.
if Chip doesn't want to play hockey,
gosh.
I'm not going to force it.
Gwen, there was build on that one. Like she
Yeah.
was really.
I'm sorry. I think I'm hilarious. Adam says, how's a dental person against hockey? It's just more money for you.
Oh my god.
It's my child.
It's also It's also.
He also says soccer is so confusing it goes by two different names.
Soccer and football.
David played hockey. Look
See?
how good he turned out.
Yeah.
He's got strong hands.
Really strong hands.
Swanky says, I'm a pro at stealing bases in baseball. Yeah, but you have to be playing the game. You just show up at the stadium and take
Baseball is
them.
the best, Swanky.
Boo, baseball is the most boring
I
sport
love
in the universe.
baseball.
I'd rather watch literal paint dry. Because I've done it. It's entertaining compared to baseball.
That should be a good brand name of paint, is literal paint.
Literal paint.
Literal paint.
Adam says, my first appearance in the show, I'm wearing a hockey jersey. He's a former
nice.
goalie.
Yay!
Or current goalie. I don't know. He might still play. Gabe says, I can always teach Chip to be a race car driver. It's a much cooler sport. There you go. That's the compromise. He can be a race car driver.
I am 1,000,000,000% for race car.
Did you know Madeline's sister used to be goalie for UMD?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Her older sister.
Why did you deflect away from race car driver?
No, I'm fine with that.
You're fine with that? You need a device called the Hans, head and neck support, in order to keep your head aligned when you're driving
If you need
976
something named
miles
after
an
a
hour.
German man to be safe in your sport, you know that it's dangerous.
It's an acronym.
For Hans the Snowman, I get it.
No.
Oh, it's Olaf. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Anyway.
Hans is the
bad guy. Yeah,
the
if
bad
you need the bad guy. David says I played just about every sport. Swanky, your comment isn't inappropriate.
Wait, Is it really? Or what do
No,
you say?
he says soccer is the fastest growing sport in the U.S.
Okay, so
it does have some merits. The 90 minutes. It's going to take 90 minutes. Stoppage. It's amazing. That part of it I like.
So
because all the Volviza, is that those
vuvuzelas?
It's pronounced vuvuzela?
Yeah.
Who made up that word?
Brazilians.
A really fun guy.
So I had a patient today who plays college soccer, and we were talking, and apparently there has to be the same amount of female college sports as there are male college sports.
Yep.
And that's why there aren't tons of male soccer teams in the U.S. Well, because most colleges choose football. And so then because most of them have football, they also have to have the equivalent amount of female sports. And so a lot of times they'll have a female soccer team, but not a male soccer team. They'll have a club team, but not an official one.
The female soccer team offsets the male
football team.
Football team.
Exactly. Right. So I was talking about, I just asked him, I was like, so do you think that's why it's like soccer's not that big in the U.S.? And he said he does. Truly,
or it's because it's a lame sport that only nerds play.
Okay, it is the largest sport in the world except the U.S.
Because of the world is full of nerds. Let's go, America.
Is it football here? Because the thing I saw about that is if you look, the sports world map is actually really cool looking. It is literally soccer everywhere.
Here's the thing: America's got money.
States, Mexico,
if you don't need money for a net and a ball,
and then you have the outlier way over on the side of the planet, Japan, who their number one sport is actually baseball. Japan loves baseball.
I thought that cricket was the number one sport in Australia.
Oh, they're like on the bottom of the earth. I don't see that. So I don't know about them. But like literally baseball in Japan is really, really popular.
Well, yeah, I mean, when it comes to Little League World Series, Japan kicks butt.
They do. It's because
Like,
they genetically engineer their players. And they all look like they're 14 years old anyway, so who knows at what age they actually are.
Well, that's like the Disney Luca movie is the kid is like races in the triathlon every year and he's like 23 and his caps out at 16.
He's like, that's on my birth certificate.
Adam says soccer's a summer sport and hockey's a winter sport. What's the conflicting situation here?
There is no. It's
when high school comes around, and then it is
She's stubborn.
Anyway, so the reason why football is called football in the United States and soccer is called soccer is at the time period where the United States broke away from England, association football was shortened to soccer, like the sock
Got
part.
it.
So that's the word that came over to us because it was called football. And then so Australian rules rugby was also being called football at the same time. And that's the sport the United States football is based on.
Interesting.
Well, it's really interesting too is soccer or football over in England in and of itself has two different heritages. One where you use your hands and one where you don't use your hands. And then the ones where you use your hands when they would come together and play, they had different people from across the country and then they'd use their hands in one games and then not in the other. So then they had to set a standard and then no hands set the standard. So
how about golf? Nobody gets hurt in golf except for Jeremy.
Golf is lame.
Golf is boring to watch, fun to play.
It's incredibly fun to play. It's honestly, I would watch golf over soccer and baseball.
Kids who play golf come from rich families.
No, they don't.
Well,
Yeah, they do.
If I could ever catch up with chat, we've got some important points being made here about wealth.
All right.
Let's see. Okay, I'm going to skip past them because I don't know the context anymore. Adam says, if Chip is playing horse polo, how much money does Jeremy have and why isn't he opening it up for Brownie? And then somebody says, instead of horse polo, Chip should play elephant polo.
Can you imagine how long that stick would be?
Yeah, and then you just see Cersei Lannister just, my elephants.
Brad says, golf and NASCAR are slightly more boring than baseball, but live baseball is fun.
Live baseball is very fun.
Premier League and Champions League is good stuff to watch. The rest of the exception of the World Cup isn't that great quality to watch. Yeah, it's like there's so many teams playing, so many games.
It's interesting somebody's talking about live. Because baseball, the one thing I'll say about watching it live, you cannot imitate the crack of a bat in person.
It's so satisfying.
Versus over this TV. Like you hear it and it's just flat.
But our local team is very bad at playing the sport, so you never hear the crack of the bat except for the opponents, and then it's just a stand.
Are you talking about the Twins?
Yeah.
The Twins are
terrible, yes.
I mean, they've at least they've won the World Series.
Twice.
So I'm just
in the
saying.
last 40 years, they've won it twice.
30.
87 and 91.
34 years.
Yeah.
87 and
93, 91.
Yeah.
Oh.
91.
So, yeah, we're not hanging on to that past glory at all, are we?
Hey, it's better than the Vikings. Way better than the Vikings.
Not true.
They didn't win a World Series.
Right?
Swiggy says, quotes me, because the world is full of nerds, the man running a podcast about nerd culture. That's why we need a bigger audience. There's all those nerds out there playing soccer that need to watch us. Baseball is huge in Japan. Second team. The second team sport is ice hockey. No joke. They have their own NHL equivalent in Japan.
Minnesota and Japan are like bros then.
Yeah.
Basically the same.
I think so.
What are you looking at like that for? What's wrong with being bros with Japan?
Nothing. They came out with Pokemon stuff. That's fine.
Brad says, I don't think Karen and Jeremy should argue at home. They should pause all arguments and save them for the podcast.
I think we do, actually.
We truly do.
We have a guest on, and she said one thing, and we just been arguing about
Sorry, Janee.
How do you feel about children's sports?
How do I feel about
Did Janee play any sports?
Yes, and I am so proud. Well, I should.
Did you play soccer?
Team. Okay, we're talking about team sports.
Yeah.
So she was in Taekwondo. She got her junior black belt. I was so proud of her. I loved watching her. And then she was in dance for 11 years.
I was going to say, what's a non-team sport? Because really you need golf. You
tennis?
Golf. There's no point in play. Like, yes, you can play for your own record, but when you watch professional golf, they're still playing against one another. And
you're not playing with a team. Well, so you can play team games of golf.
That's
true. But you're playing as yourself. So tennis can be played by yourself or in pairs.
Mm-hmm.
Swimming necessarily is like the meet will be a team event, but the races are usually individual.
Solo,
unless they're
yeah.
It's still socializing.
Unless it's a relay.
But in terms of like team building things,
track.
Okay, I want to talk about track. I don't know why anybody plays track. That's the thing. Why would you want to just go out and run?
I know.
To death and be sad at the end of the day.
Right?
I do that anyway.
Is one I don't get. I knew a ton of people in track and field. I'm like, what? No. Why would you want to run?
Were you?
Did you like to run?
Back in the day, I did. Not so much anymore.
Stinks.
Hurdles and
hurdles.
Yeah.
No thanks. I played volleyball. Volleyball for the win.
That's a team sport.
I loved.
So
volleyball.
here's the thing. So Taekwondo, objectively about fighting, essentially, right? Granted, whatever it's about self-defense, blah blah blah, BS. You're way more direct harm of getting kicked in the face by somebody that's with bad intention than.
Did you
playing
see that?
hockey.
There was this guy, and he would have won the first country for his medal for his country in ever. He made it all the way to the end, and it was a fighting medal in the Olympics. These past Olympics, it just happened, and he knocked the guy out. But it's technically it was karate, and it's not a contact sport. Like you're supposed to hold back and not knock him out.
Yeah.
So he landed the point, but he hit him too hard, so they disqualified him. So he didn't win any medals.
BS.
But he kicked the guy's butt.
It sounds like
all you have to do is just like move your head into the kick and get knocked out, and then you win.
Yeah, well,
that's dumb.
Yeah,
watch the video. It's really sad.
Adam says track exists for this little thing called the Olympics. If it wasn't for the Olympics, I guarantee you. So skiing with a gun wouldn't be a thing.
People ski with guns?
Oh yeah. You didn't know that?
I think that's called biathlon, isn't it?
It's something like that, but yeah.
You're skiing and like shooting targets.
Yeah.
The Norwegians invented it, of course.
Of course they did.
The Norwegians. That's how they defeated Russia.
I was gonna say it was birthed during
or was
World War
it the Finnish? It was either Finland or Norway.
Well,
apologies, I get you backwards. Sorry, Scandinavia.
I just have to laugh because most sports are rooted in some sort of necessity, correct?
Well, that's why I'm saying it was probably birthed
Soccer
from World
was like
War
kicking
II.
the head of your enemy around.
Right, that's what I thought, right?
Yeah.
So
the game we played was played with skulls and bones.
Yeah. You know, so then they're like, we have guns and skis. Let's murder some Russians.
Rubber ball they hit with their hips, didn't they?
Yeah, well, I thought they had like basketball light.
It wasn't a direct influence of basketball, but it was basketball-esque.
That's the reason we have Quidditch.
Do you see that ESPN recently posted about what was Victor from Harry Potter?
Oh, Victor Crumb, yeah.
They made a post about him on Facebook the other day about this day in history, Victor Crumb did whatever in Quidditch. And I was like, oh my gosh, ESPN did this? What?
It
was like legit with like the blue check. It was ESPN. I was
That's funny.
It was real funny.
So Brad says, I don't run anymore, but I love the hiking high when you cross that threshold when the endorphins kick in.
Oh my God.
I've only ever had running high like 2 times in my whole life.
Yeah.
And it's not worth it.
I think
Once was seriously when I ran a half marathon.
Was that with me?
When I ran and then I ran a Ragnar relay.
So I know for a fact when I ran Grandma's half marathon in 2015. I definitely got a runner's high then. Like, that was my best time. I'm not a fast runner, but doing a 9-minute mile was pretty good for me for a half marathon. I was on a runner's high. I felt so good that entire run. It was good stuff.
I will tell you, I've definitively never run to the point of having a runner's high. Everything I've done has just been like burst sport things.
Yeah, nowadays it's like, let's run 2 blocks, walk a block, run 2 blocks, walk a block.
I'm going to run down to the gas station and get some donuts.
All right, well, let's go back to Janee.
All right, Chad's all caught up, finally.
Let's go back. So, Janee, you work at your production shift.
Yep.
You got to have some crazy stories. Have you ever started something on fire? Have you ever had unruly customers?
Have you ever baked a rat into a pie? You don't need to answer that last one.
Only on Halloween. What was the last question?
Oh, just like, just a crazy story.
Any crazy work stories.
Oven fires, unruly customers.
Guy on meth break into the kitchen
unexpected
and scare
things
you.
in food that you like. I ate a fingernail out of a bag of shredded cheese once.
Ooh. No, I'm trying to think. Everything is pretty much... because
if you say cut and dry, I'm going to laugh.
No.
That's pretty cut and dry.
I mean, we make so much food. And I think you maybe avoid a little bit of these mishaps or whatever when you're not working directly with the public. I'm not selling my product. I'm not, I'm...
Right.
It's not on
It's not like a restaurant.
Basis, yeah.
So, I'm trying to think if there's any,
New people hired, come in and just jack it up. Jack up, you got something
some
there.
sort of terrible sous chef there or something? Or?
No, everybody's really good. I
Never
really
dropped a big bowl of chili and made a big mess?
enjoy my job.
Accidents?
We've had some accidents. So I try to be so careful because you know me. I might take a little bit longer, but I'm really careful. So try not to have a lot of accidents. But there was one morning that I was working, and if people don't clean out underneath the like that pull tray that comes out underneath all the burners, and so we honestly we don't check it that much, and we really should. But I work with 2 other chefs, so there's 3 of us total. And just putting pots of boiling water on the stove for pasta, and there was a fire that started underneath one of them. And so, we usually keep baking soda handy to just throw it on, throw it over the flames. And there was no baking soda to put on. So I'm like looking around, and I go to the one corner, I'm like trying to get oh my God, it's not there. And then we have some there's different shelves in the kitchen and stuff. And I couldn't find it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get this out. So there was a big quantity of like baking powder. So I just used some baking powder. And I mean, if you dump enough of it on, it's going to put it out. But I'm used to using baking soda, and that's what I was looking for. So, I mean, there's like, that happened because it took a little bit longer to put out. So the flame was going across that bottom of the tray.
Yeah.
And, I had a coworker there, and I was like, damn, I can't get this out yet. I'm going to run next door. I actually was going to run next door and get some baking soda, but we figured out how to get out. Anyway.
The building's burning.
It's like you go to the neighbor to borrow a cup of sugar. It's like, can I borrow some baking soda?
Do you guys have a
we don't want to do
fire
that.
extinguisher?
Yeah, it's going to make a mess.
No, I mean, the thing is, it's like in an area where not a lot else is really going to catch on fire. It's just going to burn. I mean, we've got a hood, range, and we've got all that stuff. Anyway, so he pulls the tray out, though, and I remember, like, once we got it out, he pulls it out, and the whole thing is just like, it's just smoking so bad. And he's, like, running outside with it and sets it out on the ground. And there's people, like, pulling up to like, get their food. And there's this huge tray, and it's just, like, smoking out, and the whole kitchen is smoky and everything. And then I'm trying to think of other, like, we make so much pasta. We have big, huge bowls of, kettles of pasta. And one of the things that type of pasta that we cook is orzo. And I just make, when I make the quantities, like it fills the kettle. So I go to dump it, and it's really like splashy. It's like part of the, like big noodles will just pour in there, but the orzo just seems to like splash with the water. And so I do have a couple burns on my arms because the orzo has splashed out of the kettle as I'm dumping it and all over my arm. So I have these crazy little, I have literally the shape of orzo on my, and I was like, I know why chefs get tattoos. Because you have burns. So I have burns from orzo, and then taking things out of the oven. Like we have a few different oven mitts, and some of them are really hot, cover your arm, and then some of them are short. And sometimes you're taking commercial sized trays out of the oven, and then somebody's behind you, and there's not a lot of room. So you're like backing up with your tray and turning, and it'll burn your arm.
I did that at Wendy's with bacon trays.
Yes.
I got a huge burn.
Yes.
on my arm from
So,
it.
yeah.
Brad says I would have told the customers the stuff on fire was the creme brulee.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, so that's, I mean, there's not a lot. We have a really good crew. It's not a huge kitchen. Everything is, I mean, I love working.
I mean, what would Gordon
doing
Ramsay
it.
say if he came in there?
A lot of swear words.
we would just.
This chicken is raw. No, we like that failing business of Gordon Ramsay show where he comes in and he like points everything wrong. And these people are just absolutely clueless to how bad they're running. Like this one guy, there's like mold in the prep fridge where they put like prep food. Yep. And he's got he's got his sandwich in there. He's eating it, but then there's like moldy food a little bit away. But he just goes in there on his break and just like eats out of the prep fridge.
He had a thing of ham in there, and the ham was rotting. And he would cut around the rotted part and eat the good ham.
Oh, we don't have anything. No, we don't have. I mean, things are really, really clean. The inspectors are always, she's always coming through on time, and we're. Do
you guys do online delivery if somebody wanted to order something from you guys from like Kentucky or something? Or
no, we don't do that.
Oh, okay.
See, it would have to be personally through me. You'd have to. If you know me,
if you know
I can make something for you and I can do it. But but no, not as a business.
Okay, I was wondering, it's like we do a quick plug if you wanted.
That's so nice. That's so nice.
Well, one of the things I had to laugh about your story was, so Janee is originally from Minnesota. You said water with a Boston accent.
Water.
I've heard it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you said water with a Boston accent. Yeah, water. Yeah.
Water.
You're losing it. You're losing your Minnesota accent.
It's like
what's
you
a
blend
Maine
the
accent
TER in the
sound
middle.
like?
It's Boston. It's Boston light.
Boston light.
Yeah,
just a little
probably.
bit.
Yeah, probably.
Octagon, yeah.
Yeah.
Adam says he gets a runner's high watching Return of the Jedi and ordering pizza.
Yes.
He also has a fire-related story.
Oh, great. Okay, let's hear that because I guess I don't have any really good.
You do. We're gonna fish them out yet.
Okay.
My first call as a firefighter was to an apartment complex, smoked up the entire complex and was evacuated. It was midnight and some lady and her cat tried to cook a pot pie that was left in the box.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
She took not cutting the film to a whole new level.
Yep.
Because I feel like it always changes. Like lasagna, you leave the film on. No, you cut the vents in it. No, you take it off. No, you leave it on until you get an hour. And
You
then
put it on, take it off, put it back on.
Oh, it's too much work. No, I'm like, so when I worked at a bakery, fried donuts.
Yep.
Take the cake batter, put it in the donut hopper, dunk, 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 grab your chopsticks, flip the donuts, then raised donuts, while I'm doing the cake, raised donuts, the lady folds them all ahead of time, puts them on trays.
Yep.
Then the tray to drop it into the grease has 2 upper rails on it. So you just take those, put them on your upper rails, you drop the whole thing done, cook those, flip them. Raised are nice because you go in at the same time.
Sure.
Although cake, you start, and by the time you go to the first one, it's ready to go. So you flip, and then it goes, and it's all timed out perfectly. But so those trays sit in those rails, and so when I would dump them on the prep counter, if you don't have both all the way, they can like slide out. So a tray that just came out of the grease thing landed on my forearm once when I went to chuck it on the thing, And then Chris, you worked at the
it's
bakery.
grease, so that stays on your arm. It's not with the pans, it's like instant on off.
But scraping the floor there, that was the absolute worst.
It's like
Every
concrete.
Day you'd have to have so they cook all the stuff overnight, and then in the morning
then the stuff gets like
evening,
decorated and bagged in the morning and all that.
They have a floor scraper with a blade, and you have to come and scrape the entire floor every day as a whatever. You'd have to restock the stupid 50-pound bags of flour. That was always the worst.
The cake forms, like just left over out of cake form,
the cake
is
forms,
like concrete.
The cake.
You have to the first thing you do basically is go in, fill the sink with hot soapy water, and start soaking the forms.
Yep.
And by the end of the day, you can go and actually clean that.
That was like That was like when you got trained in because I started as just working as a cleanup person.
Okay.
So it was like you'd come in, you'd run the water, you'd soak the cake trays, you'd restock the flour, then you'd scrape the floors, and you'd all have to deal with customers and take cake orders.
Yeah. What do you want them to say? Happy birthday, Derek? Okay.
Yep.
I don't want to know how it's spelled, Cliff.
So that was always like, whatever. You had the farmers that would come in for the day-old donuts, and they're all crap.
Oh, yeah.
I'll feed these to my pigs. It's like, they're a day old. Give them some fresh
Bear
donuts
hunters
for
coming.
once. Yeah, I got to feed the bears.
Hunters for sure.
Yeah, so I burned myself doing that. But okay, so all right. No good work stories, huh? No crazy customers?
All right.
Somebody threw a hamburger
farm
at Kara
stories.
once.
Yeah, they did.
Well,
it wasn't meant to be at me. It was,
I know what story Janee can tell.
Well, I want an embarrassing story. She did embarrassing stories about you. I want an embarrassing story about her now.
I'll think if that's what you want to know, but you can tell us about you do bees.
Yeah.
So didn't one time you took the queen inside and then a whole bunch of bees tried to come in or something?
Oh, no. So the story about the bees coming inside, so when we we have 9 beehives right now, and we harvest all their honey, as every beekeeper does. But if you don't cover the honey after you harvest it, the bees swarm. So they come after and they try to rob the honey back from you.
So it's a big cat and mouse game.
Yeah, and so bees have amazing form of communication and all the things that they do. So it's one of the stories that I would share with you is not from an experience that I had, but another beekeeper that we know of, and she said that she was harvesting the honey one time. She brought it all in the house, and of course, imagine like a kitchen area with a ceiling fan and all. Okay, so you just have this little image of that in your mind now, and she goes off to the store, and the door's not shut all the way. And so basically what happens is a couple of the bees are, trailing the honey, and they go back and tell everybody from the hive, and all the bees come back and they make their way into the house. And so they're stealing the honey back, but she said her house was the ceiling fan, the window, everything, they were covered. Like you can't even imagine that there would be that many bees in a hive. And she had several hives. So I don't know usually it's just probably maybe from one hive, but once all the bees know, they rob it back.
See,
that's wild.
Is a cool story. So what you have here, you got a cautionary tale that somebody lived through.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, if you get bees, don't leave the window open when you bring the honey in.
Or cover the honey.
Because I will tell you what.
Yeah, and it's funny though, 'cause she said it so great, because she goes, yeah, back when I was married. She's like, that was like literally like the day, like that, because the husband came home and it was not his thing.
That was the final straw.
Well, it was not his thing.
Yeah.
So she comes home and he's like, I'm out of here. He's like, I can't even go in the house. So and she's like, what? And she looks and there's just bees all over inside their house. But they will follow the honey, because I know when we've shared that story before, people are like, well, how do you get, you feel like all that many bees in your house.
Right.
They're all over the house.
Bring the honey out.
Just bring some honey out, bring the honey out. But we've
crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild. So like he says, I just got an idea for a revenge prank.
Yeah, right. So all you'd have to do, right?
There
Let's
you
walk
go.
us through this. You tap the honey at their hives. You just set it out
like you're
in their
talking
house.
as if it's like in a keg, and you're just like.
Yeah, we don't have that type of.
So they've got boxes.
Yeah.
And then doesn't the honey flow down into a thing, and you just?
No,
there
Hold
are
on.
certain hives that I think do that.
Yeah, they're the ones you see all over the internet where
Yeah.
people are twisting. It's exactly as like a keg.
Yeah.
No, so we have there's boxes. The boxes on the bottom of a hive are called deeps. The boxes on the top of the hive that we collect the honey from are called supers. That means superfluous. And so those are a little bit shorter, but they all have frames. And the frames, there's a wax, what you call a foundation, and then the bees have wax glands. So they build out the honeycomb-shaped cells that they store the honey in. And so as they're working throughout the season and they're bringing back the pollen and they're making the honey, they fill those cells with the honey, but they have hydrometers on their tongues. And so they like basically as they fill the cell full of honey, they're testing it constantly with that little hydrometer on their tongue. And if it's at 18% moisture content and it's full, they seal it off with a wax cap. And it pretty much is now at this point lasts forever, as you know about the pyramids and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So then at the point of harvest for us, we're harvesting pretty much when those frames on both sides, because if the wax foundation runs through the middle, they build cells out on each side. And so when we harvest, we'll take those frames that are mostly covered with wax. And so we just did a harvest because the bees they've created so much honey.
Yeah.
And we actually need to remove those at a certain point. We're inspecting them pretty regularly because there's a certain point throughout the season that the queen lays eggs. And these become bees that do all the work for the hive. The bee's lifespan is on average of 5 weeks.
Oh,
so
dang.
each week they have a different, they feed the queen.
Yeah.
And then there's guard bees. There's the bees that have the wax glands that build out. And then there's the forager bees. And so the forager job. So you really have like this 5-week lifespan for all these bees. But as they collect and make the honey, we will pull out those frames because the queen will, the bees will just keep filling the cells. And she actually needs those deeper boxes and deeper frames to lay her eggs. And then that's really kind of like the station that they do that. But if the bees start filling those frames with honey, she has no more room. So sometimes what she'll do is she'll go up into those superfluous hives that we need to take. And if she starts laying eggs in there, we're not really getting any honey, we're just getting eggs. So if we watch those hives and we know that they're full of honey, they're ready to take out, then we extract the honey. So what we do is we peel off that wax cap and we put them in an extractor. And they have
like a centrifuge.
Yeah,
right?
centrifuge, yeah. And we used to have a hand crank one that would spin it out. But after having 9 hives now in all the frames, we have an electric one. It spins them, and then it runs down in this little conical bottom, and it has a valve on it, and then we drain the honey.
That's the honey keg.
Yeah, so that would be the honey keg at that point. But they're absolutely fascinating. They're so fun to work with. And, you know, it's funny, I just got stung before I came here. It's not funny. Because I've been stung. I've been stung several times, you guys, but it stung me down here on my ankle. And it wasn't when I was harvesting, I was mowing the lawn near them. And it stung me on my ankle. And I was even worried that the swelling wasn't going to come down before I got here. My foot looked like a football.
Oh my God.
Yeah, speaking of soccer.
Some virulent bees there.
Right? And then this part of my leg was like swollen. And I've never had a reaction like that before.
Huh.
So I don't know if I've been, stung.
I've heard that successive stingings can actually make you more susceptible to allergic reactions.
Yeah, it could be. But anyway, yeah, no, we absolutely love working with them. I have some honey for you guys too that I brought for you.
Ooh, I knew I would dig some stories out. So I was listening to this one thing, and there's a podcast out there that each week they have somebody talk about something that they're passionate about. So bees. You like way more than cooking, I guess, because you're very much so like the bees.
I love the bees. I love.
You want to check a chip?
Yeah,
I was gonna say I might go grab him, bring him in here. Your mom said he's getting testy.
He's gonna come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll see.
Well, so real quick pause.
Okay.
Was it Brad said, I bet a queen bee doesn't make excuses for having so many babies.
Right? So what you're saying is a queen bee could eat a hot chip.
Yes.
Got it.
And Swanky says queen bee spends whole life just sitting in one place popping out babies. And Brad says, yeah, but she has the sorting hat.
You're going to be a wax creator. That one's a bodyguard. Bubba the bee.
Each bee has that same, they go through that same phase.
So is one bee be a forager for the 5 weeks?
Nope. So they literally will start.
So it goes from wax?
Yeah. Because when they're really young, they stay close to the hive and they don't have, they're still small and developing. So they'll feed the queen. And then as they branch out, then some of them will be the guard bees that are close to the hive, and then or the wax glands, they'll build out. Then they guard, and then I think they forage. I think it's in an order like that. But each bee will go through that 5-week cycle, and they'll have about a week of each job.
And so by the time you're like guarding them, it's like, oh man, I'm middle aged already.
I was gonna say I'm surprised there's not more bee parables or fables or stories, because it's funny. It's like they go to primary school and then they get their college degree and then they can go on forage.
Well, you've seen B movie.
I've seen, but that's B movie. It's
got like jazz.
Oh, B movie. Well, that's really, really cool. I didn't know that they go through all the stages. Mm-hmm. And then the queen bee, how long does the queen bee live for?
Oh gosh, she can live on average like 5 to 6 years.
So why does she get to live for so long? And do they kill? Or do other females get born and they kill them?
Yeah. So they can. Hi, Chip. Sorry. I have to say hi.
That's all right.
Hi, Chip. Hi, bud. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. This is so fun.
He's mad because he doesn't have any socks on. I'm just kidding.
So the queen bee will mate once in her life, and she does not. So if you're familiar with honeybees, if they have to sting you in defense, they have die. A barb on their stinger.
Yep.
And so when they pull away from you, it pulls the stinger out and their intestines out.
Yeah.
So they die. But the queen bee
had to be real angry.
The queen bee does not have this barb. So she can go through her mating flight, and she'll have one male bee come and mate with her, and then after that, she stings them. She kills them.
Dang.
She kills them.
Doesn't the female tarantula eat the male tarantula?
Praying mantis.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, praying mantis.
Yeah.
I thought the tarantula did
Black
too.
Widow.
So she'll
Mantis
mate.
cuts male up.
Eats him, I think.
Oh, really?
I think she slices them.
Slices and dices.
I'm not so sure
And
about
then
that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
No, but-
she'll
so-
go on her mating flight, and it'll be one time in her life, and she'll have enough to lay the eggs for the rest of her
Swanky
life.
brings up a good point. Nobody in that room is wearing socks right now.
Yay, you're right.
I'm very disappointed. Am I the only person that's civilized in this entire house or building or whatever this is?
Yes.
Yes.
David says Janee could do the hot chip challenge while she's here.
Except we don't have the chip down here.
Oh,
You got a chip down
Oh,
there.
darn.
Yeah.
Oh, darn.
Oh, darn.
We wouldn't put you through that.
But you'd put your own wife through
Brad
it?
says at least only one of you guys is wearing a diaper.
That you know of.
Sorry,
Jeremy
Janee, your
wears
secret's
diapers
out.
on the daily.
No, I wear whatever Brad was talking about earlier.
Underoos?
Underoos?
Would you say unsoles?
I don't know. I was thinking there's German.
Oh, no. Oh my goodness. All right, we got like 5 minutes.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
So he says, you know who else doesn't wear socks? The Little Caesars guy.
Oh my gosh.
Pizza.
If Jeremy was holding 2 pizzas right now, I would forgive him for not wearing socks.
I'm going to go easy on Janee for an embarrassing story. I've got one that comes to mind that's super, super easy. There's a home video. Everybody knows home videos out there. And you've got my sister. And then she goes, Mom, can I have some 7-Up? And my mom clearly says, no, Janee, you may not have some 7-Up. Right in the home video, Janee goes into the fridge, pulls out the 7-Up, pours it, and drinks it, puts it back after she was deliberately said not to. So that was one of my favorite things about Janee is just that video is super
How old
funny.
is she, like 24?
I was probably 2 or 3 in
We
the home
were
video.
still,
so
this
you were
was a
probably
video,
10
this
or
was in
11.
Anoka
Yeah.
above Backstreet Pizza.
Yeah.
So we moved when I was 9. So I was probably 8.
Yeah, well, there you go.
8 or 9. I mean, it was within that year that we
Funny.
moved. Yeah.
So that one was
I
just,
remember that too. And
that was just so funny.
It was like, screw off, Mom.
And it was serious. It was like, no, Janee.
Like, yeah,
not
like
right
a
now.
very hard line no. And she just,
I
it's like she
turned
didn't
around.
even hear.
I know.
And then,
So was your dad manning the camera at this point then?
probably at that point, he must have been.
Some random ethereal
It could have been,
camera
that one
operator?
could have been on a tripod.
Yeah.
It could have just been tripod, because I think they were filming me eating pudding or whatever. So I was just I was messy. And then it was just funny because Janee happens to be in the background to do that one.
I
And
honestly,
then,
I don't remember doing that, but even when I watched the video again, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. I
If it
just
wasn't for
totally
video, you wouldn't, wouldn't
disobeyed
believe it. And then,
You still owe her 2 weeks of being grounded, I think.
right? And then pizza restaurant we grew up in. She used to take dough, and microwave dough, until it smoked, right?
Well, that day I probably did.
So one time she did it. She microwaved dough
Yep.
until it started on fire.
But it started on fire and it short-circuited the
Short-circuited the microwave.
The power went out. The microwave was fried.
Did you put aluminum foil in the dough ball?
No, and that's actually what everybody was so curious about because they're like, "What happened?" And this thing was just smoking, like it was just, and it was harder than a rock. I mean, it actually almost like evaporated, like you touched it and it was like, like it just.
Microwaves are an
I don't
interesting
know.
thing, and I
But-
know I've told this story before, but we'll just hit it because it's fun. I once took a bite out of a Twix, and it was really dry and old, and I was like, I need to soften this thing up. I threw the whole Twix wrapper and all in the microwave. I hit it, and I saw
Smart.
a lightning bolt come down, and it hit the Twix wrapper, and the Twix wrapper shrunk to like 1/8 of the original size.
Oh, geez.
And it just was like popped off, and it was like, Twix. It was really small. It just shrunk it
Honey,
down.
I shrunk the Twix.
Yeah, and
Right?
it was like, whoops, I forgot that had metal in it. But
Did
at
it
the
taste
same
good?
time, well, I didn't eat it because it was like, it was
Yeah, ew,
smoldery.
I wouldn't-
It was,
I don't know. He definitely licked it. Brad says it's because you did it to a left-sized Twix. Left side. Or you
Well,
ate a left side Twix.
Jeremy, as a child, I've been told this story, stuck peanut butter toast in the VCR.
well, because it's the same shape.
Oh,
So it was
talking
already cooked.
Talking about sticking things,
What
Jeremy.
was cooked?
She said you put peanut butter toast in, so it was already cooked, and for some reason decided to put it in there.
Yeah, so my mom gave me toast and left me unattended. First mistake. Second of all, I just looked at the VCR
Oh my gosh.
slot and I looked at a piece of toast and I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch whatever kids on Gargoyles, and I put it into
Gargoyles.
the toast, or I put the toast into the VCR slot.
I remember that.
And then I hit play, and it tried to it got the sensor flipped, so it tried to tried to play it, and it wound peanut butter into all the mechanisms.
Oh,
it ruined the
no.
toast because back then you actually had VCR repair shops because they were so expensive. So they brought it, and the guy opened it up, and he's like, "No, there's peanut butter
peanut
all
butter
over
in this."
the reels and the and the
Whatever.
thing, and yeah, it was ruined."
Jeremy, you got to have more good stories on me. I got a good one. Have you ever shared the pea story?
Which one?
Which one?
Talking about, so you put the peanut butter toast in the VCR
Yeah, put the pea
player.
in my nose.
The peas in your nose. Have you shared that?
I don't know. Kara, have you ever heard about peas in my nose?
Oh man.
We got enough time. We got 45 seconds.
I just remember.
Just kidding. You have more than that, but
No. I just remember when we were. This was we were at the house on Allen.
Yep.
And Mom was on the phone with somebody, and I was probably doing homework or whatever. But you were like doing something with your nose because you were supposed to finish your dinner. So you're sitting at the
I was
table.
hiding peas.
So all of a sudden you're sitting there, and nobody saw you do this, but all of a sudden you're sitting at the table. Mom's on the phone, and you're going. And you're blowing as hard as you can out of your nose. And you're like, I can't do it, but like you're trying to blow, and we're like,
he's trying to blow a snot rocket.
We're like, what's wrong with Jeremy?
Yeah.
And then finally, like you kept doing it.
40 minutes later, after you discussed everything that was wrong with him.
No. So he kept doing it. So then I was like, Mom, what's wrong with Jeremy's nose? And she's on the phone, and I can see her like looking. What did you do? And you're like, he's like pointing to his nose, And then it was like all like bulbous. And you're like, what did he do? So then somehow or another, a pea came out, and we're like, oh my God, he put peas up his nose. So then we're like, how many more are up there? So then Mom freaks out. She's like, whoever she was on the phone with, she's like, I don't know, I gotta go. My son put peas up his nose. And then Mom calls Dad, and Dad had come over, and we had to very gingerly try to take a tweezers and get the peas out of your nose.
Yeah.
But it was like, I mean, I know so many kids do this stuff. They put things in their ears and in their nose and all these funny places. But that was one of those things where like we like 10 minutes later and all the peas came out. We were laughing so hard. We're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe
were
we did
laughing.
this.
I remember being mortified.
I was, Ava, are you going to come on too?
She should come through this door.
Oh,
She wants to just come in and wave.
Okay, that's okay. She can walk really, really carefully. You want to come sit by Grandma? Come sit by Grandma. You can be by Chip. This is Ava, my granddaughter. So we have. This is so fun.
We're a family
Come
show.
and hang out. Yeah. Great.
Ava,
Which way back?
how old are you?
4.
4. What's your favorite movie?
Peppa Pig.
Oh,
I was gonna say Frozen, maybe.
Oh, she loves reading her book for the book at night. She loves Frozen.
And what's
We've
your
been reading-
favorite food?
White Castle.
No
never
self-respecting child would ever admit to that. Swanky says, you can just leave your VCR open and let the dog clean it out. Brad says, Janee, hey Jeremy, have you shared the murder story? Jeremy, which one?
That was really good.
Jeremy likes things that aren't food and sticks food up his nose.
Well, the Switch cartridges taste funny.
Oh man.
Somebody should try it.
I did.
You did, didn't you? It
Yep.
was very bitter.
I mean,
Carrot never
eventually.
will.
Yep. All right, well, on that great disappointment.
Yeah, on that terrible. Yeah, right. So, Janee, thank you for coming on for another
Thanks for
episode.
having me.
Now,
This
you've
was
done
really
live and you've done
nice.
pre-recorded. Which one did you have more fun with?
Well, they were both fun. I think well, they're both fun because the pre-recorded one was also kind of unexpected too. You know, you guys just asked me so I feel like it was the same, but my favorite one was the Garfield one that Chris put together.
Take that, Jeremy.
I really
Garfield.
enjoyed that.
That was when we had the old background before it fell
Yeah.
down.
So that was over here.
Yeah.
Well, I was excited when we get to the new studio to add an extra chair, but we have 2, 4, 5 people on this episode.
I mean,
6 and 7.
We call it 4,
but-
that's like you got 2 half people.
So
Anyway, so thank you guys for joining us. Subscribe if you're not already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time we go live or upload a new video. We think it's fun if you participate with us live. Comment down below with any random food up your nose stories. I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say in that regard. Thank you guys so much for watching, and of course,
May the force be with you.